Welcome back into the Viking Central podcast. I have a interesting proposition for the Vikings. It's been speculated a little bit. There's no reports on it, but it's been speculated, and it's interesting. But before we hop into the video, I do want to shout out our sponsor real quick, and that is Stead Foods. Check out Stead Foods, a Minnesota-based candy company specialized in delicious chocolate bars. They have something for everyone, and of course, my personal favorite, caramel crack, will keep you coming back for more. It is just super delicious. Use code VC10 for 10% off and use the link on the screen or in the description. Again, use code VC10 for 10% off and use the link on the screen or in the description. All right, that's the best way to support us. Check out Stead Foods. Amazing products that they have over there. Hit that like and subscribe button on this video as well. That's another great way to support our channel. All right, Jaire Alexander, cornerback, Green Bay Packers. Could he be a Viking? Again, this has just been purely speculation. There's been no reports or anything like that. But, it could make a little bit of sense. I think Joe Nelson on Twitter, or he wrote an article or something kind of speculating this right off the bat. But, there is a possibility that the Packers could say goodbye to Jaire Alexander just with, contract situation type things. And he hasn't been able to stay healthy. And I know the Vikings, especially Vikings fans, kind of been giving Alexander a lot of crap about, either getting, torched by Justin Jefferson or Jordan Addison, or he's ducked smoke in the past where he's missed like random games against the Vikings. So, that's just fun banter with the opposing, rival, obviously the Green Bay Packers. Not like Jaire Alexander knows that or anything like that, but it's just interesting and kind of funny where, like, what if he does end up on the Vikings? And then obviously you're kind of just as the root for the guy. Because, if he is healthy, he's a really good corner. He is getting up there in age, but at the same time, those injuries scare you too. I think there's been a shoulder injury. There's just been a litany of injuries. Like, can he come back from that? And sorry, I just wanted to look up to see how old he was. Actually, he's 28 years old, just turned 28. So, he's still got a couple good years of football left, in my opinion. But does he make sense on the Vikings? Now, what are we going to do with Byron Murphy Jr.? That's the big one. Are we going to bring Shaq Griffin back? Are we going to, look to get back Stephon Gilmore? But it sounds like maybe he's going to decide to retire after this year or this offseason. So it could make some sense, especially if he's cut and you could get him over here for a decent value with a new contract. But does he fit the culture that the Vikings are building? He's kind of a interesting personality. He can be pretty cocky, he can be pretty just kind of weird in the locker room, I feel, from what I've seen from afar. Just like the interviews that he does or the interactions that you've seen, it's just a little bit on the weird end. But his talent on the football field, when he is healthy, it's undeniable. He's one of the better cornerbacks in the league. And I think if you come in here and plug him in, like I said before, this is the type of move the Vikings, would be willing to make, especially Kwesi Adofo-Mensah. Former high draft pick, struggled with injuries. If he can get him on the cheap or kind of a bargain value, he might be looking to make that happen. And, there's been plenty of times where we've stolen players. I mean, not really stolen, but signed former Green Bay Packers. We've seen it, on the defensive side of the football. Well, Darren Sharper is the big one, and we don't really need to talk about Darren Sharper. I don't need to speak on it. Let's just keep it at that. But you've seen like Greg Jennings, Brett Favre, just a handful of players that have come over from the Green Bay Packers, Aaron Jones. So, it's not out of the norm, and it could be a situation where the Vikings look to do it. But what do you guys think of that? Jaire Alexander, Minnesota Viking? Or nah, not really worth the hassle of getting that guy over here. But interesting topic to say the least, because it would make sense maybe for the Minnesota Vikings. Just a good thing to talk about. But Viking Central, again, check out our sponsor Stead Foods. Hit that like and subscribe button. Appreciate it. Skull, God bless.